Welcome to the Accessible Hunter podcast. I'm Greg Trainer along with my partner Mike Hudson, and we've got some really good guests on today. We've got Dan Burns and his son Nevin, and Dan was on maybe about 6 months ago talking about the charity that Nevin started, and we wanted to have him back on, and we're fortunate enough to have both of them on. Mike, what's going on in South Carolina today, buddy?
And today's the first day we're not blistering heat. We got a little overcast and it's not 100 degrees, but still no rain in sight. We need it. We need it bad, man.
And we had a really bad storm come through PA here last night. I'm a little bit south of Dan and Nevin, and south of Pittsburgh, it kind of skirted us, but we had some tornadoes touch down, and we're really praying for the people that were affected by that. And we hope that power companies get everything back up and people get back to what they had before the storm. Uh, Dan, how you guys doing today, man?
We're doing well. How are you?
Doing good, man. We appreciate both of you coming on today and talking about the charity, and lots of exciting things were happening.
Yes, it is. Lots this year.
Nevin, this is the first time we had an opportunity to talk with you. And, a lot of people may not know your story about starting the charity at such a young age. And you just had a birthday recently. You want to tell us a little bit about, how you started Nevin's Hunting Friends?
Well, when I was 3, I was diagnosed with juvenile rheumatoid arthritis, and that hindered a lot. I went hunting with Dad a couple of times, just tagging along, and one year Dad signed me up for a youth disabled hunt, and we went out there, and I harvested my first doe, and we were sitting there back at camp, you could call it, and there was probably 30 or so kids out there, and they were all playing football. Well, me with arthritis, it was mainly my knees at the time. I couldn't run around and play football. So I sat next to a couple kids at a picnic table. One's girl's name Ariana. She's in a wheelchair. And then there was another kid named Noah sitting at the table with us. And Dad came out and he was talking, wondering why I wasn't moving around. I said I was moving a little slow. And we come home later that time. We go back out for turkey, and come after turkey, we find out that the landowner had passed away, and that they wouldn't be holding that hunt anymore. And I said to Dad, I want to start something like this. I want to take my friends out hunting. And he was like, "You're crazy. We can't take 40 kids out." And I was like, "No, I want to take my friends at the picnic table. Those are the kids that are like me." And it kind of just started from there. How many kids were there? 8 original, 5 original kids, and now we're up to 20 at a time. And yeah, it just grows from there.
It always seems like out of tragedy, man, somebody always finds a new way to make things work, and that's the beauty in it.
Yep.
Everything is almost like the phoenix rising again. It goes to ashes, and next thing you know, something 10 times better.
Mm-hmm.
To be able to, start an organization and put in all the hard work and everything you guys have done. I mean, it's amazing. The last time we had, your dad on, he was telling us about some of the hunts and things. And what's really special, I think, about your organization, Nevin, is it's not a one and done type deal. I mean, you guys develop relationships with people over years and go on multiple hunts. And we don't get to see that very often from charities because maybe they don't have the resources or, they don't have the people to be able to follow people on multiple hunts and things. But that's one of the very unique things I think about your organization.
Yeah. Yeah, we tried to take them all out. I mean, all of them 5 original kids are still some of my best friends to this day. And it just keeps growing. We try to make a connection with every kid, and we want to see them go until they reach out of the mentored youth program. And then all 5 of those kids now are also mentors. We've all aged out and we're all mentors now. And we all take a kid out, which it really helps because it shows we know what they need help with.
Right.
So we have similar disability going on, we know what they need help with. Say there's a kid that can't walk too far, we'll drive them right to their blind. Like we know how to help them in getting their deer and or turkey or pheasant or whatever, and it really helps.
I gotta say, you're a phenomenal young man. I like your passion, dude. You can see it all over you. That's the kicker is, people that get out in conservation, hunters, we love to get out and help others to see somebody do it, but to start at such a young age, man, that's phenomenal, dude. Keep it up.
Yep, will do.
Now, you guys, kind of to switch gears, I was talking with your dad this week, Nevin, and it seems like you guys had a rough go just recently, with some missing money with the charity. And Dan, you want to talk a little bit about kind of what happened and kind of let people know if they haven't, read the news article and what's been going on with you.
Well, if anybody out there and read the paper or seen it on the local news that's local, if not, you might have heard about it by mouth. But we had a fundraiser last fall, and the primary sponsor that was taking care of everything, the money situation, sponsors, any donations or whatnot, all the proceeds went through him. And then once everything was taken care of expenses wise, they were supposed to write us a check. The title sponsor owner decided to pocket that balance and did not give it to us. At the present time, charges have been filed, and I hope that, justice is made. But, it just goes to show you that, if you don't handle it yourself, things could happen. And we've done it through this gentleman for the past number of years, and everything's been good. So if it ain't broke, don't fix it. But now it's broke. So we're going to be as from now on, everything has to go through our accountant and our secretary and get everything going that way, just to keep everything in. But it's just it's a sad time that somebody had to do this to the kids. But we got to keep moving on and go from there. So it's a misfortune for us, but you got to keep fighting. Nevin and I, when we first started this, I took $100 of my own money to start it. If we got to do it again, we will. But we're not going to let the kids down. And stop all our functions just because of that. So we're going to keep going and keep fighting and move on from there.
Truly hate that, man. Money's the root of all evil, and some people just don't have a heart. I don't know how you steal from a kid, let alone a kid with disabilities, man. But I hope you guys know we're praying for you. That's just a sad situation all the way around.
Yeah. Nevin just turning 18. He don't know the ins and outs of the nonprofit. There's a lot of things that go into daily work, to keep it functioning. He's starting to get the grasp. He's starting to learn and watch, and it's not just take a kid out and get that harvest or not get that harvest and then move on. It's not that way. You got to start again the next day and go for the next step. It's a 365 all year round.
Right.
And I got a team behind me that help out and go from there, and we'll make it work. That's part of life.
Right. There's a lot of maintenance that goes into it, and everybody thinks it's all grand. Every time you turn around, it's going to be glorious, and that's just not the way it is.
Yeah, it's not. That don't happen that way.
It's definitely a shame because this money had been promised to take kids on hunts. I mean, you guys travel, you go out west for hunts. You also do a lot in PA, but you had people waiting on these funds to fund next fall. Is that right, Dan? Am I reading that right?
Yeah, these funds that were used for this fundraiser were specifically used for sending kids on out-of-state hunts. We do our normal thing: deer, turkey, pheasant, duck, goose, the whole 9 yards here in PA. But we also, each kid that's in our organization, after they turn the age of 12 and get their hunter safety card so they can apply for a different state, we send them out of state on an out-of-state hunt. A hunt of a lifetime, basically. But it only can happen after the age of 12 because all states require their hunter safety card.
Right.
Those funds were specifically used for that. And this year, I think we have 4 kids that got to go. So, and you guys know how expensive out-of-state hunts can range. They can, sometimes you can get one cheap as $500. Sometimes they're, thousands of dollars. And, that's what this money was used for, specifically for that.
I find it really heartbreaking that, 4 kids with disabilities, with significant disabilities, may have been in your program for a couple of years, putting in their time, going out hunting. I mean, you got to know these kids personally, and now, you promised them to hunt. What do you say to a kid like that? Oh, sorry, an individual took the money from the charity. We're not going to be able to do it this year. That's a tough conversation to have with a 12-year-old that you want to encourage, you want them to get outdoors, and now you have to kind of explain the way of the world to them.
Well, that conversation will never happen. I'll make sure of it, and other guys in the organization. If we have to, we'll just foot the bill ourselves. That kid will never know the situation. As far as he knows, and as far as the rest of the kids knows, everything's smooth sailing. But behind closed doors, the people really know.
Right. That shows your class, man. You guys, that's the only way to go. We got to act like ducks when we're doing it sometimes. Calm and cool on the surface, but underneath paddling like crazy.
That's right.
Well, I think it's a really good reminder, for us and for people that are listening, that you have to follow up with people. We assume that everybody is the same way that we are, that, we don't want to do something to somebody, we want them to do to us. But anytime you're in an organization, whether it's a nonprofit, or a volunteer fire department or a PTA, anytime that there's money involved, you're going to have to figure that out, and have the audits, and anybody that's against, checking every penny, you got to kind of have to wonder about sometimes.
It's sad, not to reiterate and beat a dead horse, but anytime money's involved, you always got somebody with just nefarious issues, and all we can do is really stay focused. The positive about it is you got a community behind you. And so, this will clear up and it'll all come to light. The negative part about it is just the community also having to come together to realize that there's some janky people in the mix. The unfortunate is sometimes that's just a way of it.
Yeah, that's right. So, I mean, we've had some donations come through because of it. People seeing it on the news, or people seeing it on in the newspaper or whatnot, and by word of mouth. We've had a few, donations. But if anybody's out there and they want to contribute even $1, I mean, they'll spend more than that on gas in the morning, and they can donate it to our website, nevinshuntingfriends.com. There's a donate page on there. Just click on the tab, and we'd be happy to take any donation. And we are a 501c3, so any donation is tax deductible. So I can personally write you a receipt and send it to you by mail or by text, or however you wish, and we can go from there. But at this time, we gotta do what we gotta do, and anybody can get on the website and look at our different events that we're doing, and the photo gallery and the video gallery, and see what the kids are like, and then what we're doing on these out-of-state hunts. You can see it directly on there.
I know one thing, Dan, and I believe this, with my whole heart, that for every one person that, does a negative like that, there's 100 people in the community that will step up and come to bat for you. And, there are so many good people out there. You work with them every day as volunteers, with your organization. I'm sure you got a core group of people that you pick up the phone and they just can't do enough for you whenever you ask for help. And we never want to focus on the negative. There's always, 99% of the people willing to help. And sometimes we only hear about the 1% that do bad, but we're going to put out the word for you and kind of put some links to the podcast. And hopefully the community steps up even more for you and makes the donation, so that you don't have to take money out of your own pocket, and the volunteers don't have to take money out of their own pocket until this gets resolved for you.
Yeah, I appreciate that.
So what hunts do you guys have coming up specifically?
Well, we have July 20th. We got our Family Fun Day coming up, which is our uh, biggest event of the year, actually, because it involves so many people. Years and years ago, I was approached by one of the siblings of one of our participants. And the little boy asked me, why can't he be involved with NHF? And I had to sadly say, that you must have an injury or illness or a disability to participate. So we created this basically a big oversized picnic for the families of the people that are participating, all the sponsors, their families, all the volunteers and their families. So, we get a few hundred people come to this, and, we kind of put a little spin on it. Any of the kids that are eligible under 17 can participate in any of the events, and win some prizes. So, so they can participate as well with their siblings or their cousins or whatever they are, and go from there. So that's July 20th. That's a big one. And then we got a few fundraisers that we're going to be doing end of July and August and September. And then deer season starts middle of September. We take out some kids on it's called red tag hunting, which is agricultural tags. We take some kids out that way. We also take some mentors, which are disabled. We take them guys out. And then our deer season here starts in, I think it's third week in October for the kids. But Nevin and I will be out before that, archery hunting, but, that would be that way. And, it just goes from there. We got, goose season, duck season, dove season. That's, November, December, September-ish. Yeah, we got lots of that going on. And then we'll do our annual pheasant hunt probably later December, maybe early January. Go from there, and then we wait till April for turkey. But yeah, this is the busy season now, so
it sure is.
Yeah, it sounds it for sure.
Yeah.
Nevin, what's your favorite to hunt, buddy? You an archer? Is that your favorite season? You like rifle? What gets you really excited?
I'm strictly an archery hunter now. I love turkey hunting. I've never had success with a bow, but you can't beat whitetails. Can't beat chasing whitetails through the hills of Pennsylvania. It's something else.
You're a man after my own heart with archery. Once you get that bug, I don't really have the desire to rifle hunt anymore. I use a crossbow. I don't know if you use a crossbow or a regular bow, but man, once that archery bug gets you, how about it, Mike?
Man, I'm right there with you. It's I've gotten back into wanting to do more bow fishing. I used to do that a lot before my injury, and just trying to figure out the nuances as a quad. I don't want to get out on the boat and use a crossbow, and next thing you know, you got all your bolts sunk 6 feet in the bottom of the lake. So it's just trying to figure it out. I used to use like a PSA or PSE bow, and real format, but once you get it in your system, it's over with. It's just like turkey. Those have got me now. I love whitetail, but just something about a turkey. They've got me twisted a little bit.
Yeah.
I've never done any bow fishing, but there's a group in Pittsburgh that I guess goes out on the Allegheny and the Three Rivers, and they've got an accessible boat. I might have to check them out, but I don't know how I'd set up the crossbow, Mike, like you were saying, but I think that would be fun. But it's been so hot here, I couldn't take the 90-degree days. Maybe closer to fall, that would be fun. Definitely an experience I've never done before. But archery's our passion around here as well.
Yeah, we used to do it a lot at night, and catch those fish suspended. Yep. And man, it's a lot of fun. But it's just. I'm sorry, Dan, I cut you off.
Oh, we go quite often. We have a gentleman that's up here in Butler County. We go to Moraine, State
Oh,
Park.
okay.
Yeah, he's one of our sponsors and one of our good friends. And yeah, we usually, if you go at night, it's really, really nice. But to be honest with you, if you go in early May during spawning season, that's a whole different ball game.
Oh yeah, yeah.
We
Catch
we
those
might have
fish.
to
Yeah.
get in touch with you then, Dan, and kind of go up when the weather's a little bit cooler. And I've never experienced anything like that. It sounds like you guys have a lot of experience at it.
Oh yeah, it's really, really nice.
Well, there you
Something
go,
to think about.
Greg. We got you a new sport coming in, man. You didn't know.
Man, if I get another sport, I might have to go to marriage counseling with my wife. Seems like we got so many activities. I don't need another hobby, but I know she'd support me on it at least 1 or 2 days, Dan. So maybe I could steal away and get up there with you and Nevin and find out what that's all about and learn how to do it right.
Yeah, there you go. You're welcome anytime.
Appreciate it. Well, guys, we love having you on the show. We're sorry to hear about your misfortune, but we know the community is going to step up and surround you with love and help those kids to get out in the outdoors. Is there anything that you wanted to talk about today that we didn't?
Well, this year is our 10th year for the organization. We started this in 2014, and now it's 2024. The reins have changed a little bit. Nevin being 18, if anybody has ever seen the website and our story, which is posted on the website, I told him I'd do this until he's 18 years old. Now that he's 18, he's kind of taken over the reins a little bit. He is chairman now. I'm still president. I'm going to do my thing, but, maybe two of us doing the thing could, make it twice as successful. And, we'll try to go from there and see what happens.
If nothing else, is precious memories, man. You guys are setting a standard together. And that's, again, it's not about kudos as much as it is just bringing light to something fantastic. You made a commitment to do 10 years, and hopefully you'll do another 30.
Well, we didn't make a commitment to do 10 years. I told him I would do this until he's 18, which was 10 years. I mean, I never stopping after 10, but now the reins have changed, and we can let him go. And, this is his puppy until he hands it over to his children, hopefully someday, and we can keep it going.
Yeah.
You think about how quickly time passes. I mean, to have an organization be in business for 10 years, getting through the hard times, making it when you didn't think you could, when you thought, hey, this is getting tough, and you guys have stuck it out, and you're only going forward no matter what gets put in front of you. You guys put your head down, put your work boots on, and go to work. And there's just so much to rejoice about that.
Yeah.
Well, guys, thanks again for coming on, and we're going to get the word out for you. We're going to drop a couple links, and we're also going to be looking for pictures for your family days here at the end of the month. So post lots of pictures, and we'll be following you.
Good deal.